Hello and welcome to Coffee with the Angels. I'm Katie Kiefer of awakentheinnerlight.com and coffeewiththeangels.com. For those of you who are new, Coffee with the Angels is where I sit down in the morning, and it's an intuitive journaling exercise that I do. I sit down with my first cup of coffee. Usually when I'm doing videos, I have my second cup of coffee, and that's pretty much it for the day. But I sit down and just hear what the angels have to say. And usually the messages are very profound for me, and I'm owning that more now. So today's topic, as you probably have already seen, you get bored with easy, but enjoy indoor plumbing. We'll discuss that. So I'm going to read this first. So I'm going to read what the angels wrote, and today is Friday, February 23rd, 2018. So the angels say, allow yourself to float and be supported by this sea of ease. You are here in this time and place to do your work, and you ensured that you would have the freedom to do so. Your body and physical needs are met. For those of you feeling any struggle in the physicality, we encourage you to increase your trust and increase listening to your intuition and guidance. Release fear. Just the next step. Just take the next step. Trust in your divine team, your sacred self, and your ability to see and hear. We encourage you to invite more ease into your life, into everyday experience. Remember that ease and easy are very different. Many of you get bored if it is easy, so go with ease and flow. You set this life up. Remember what you chose. You may not have known or seen all the details, so forgive yourself and others for hardships. Ask yourself, what did I learn? How did this serve my soul development? The answers are helpful and likely to shift your perspective of the experiences or experience. What you learn there will help you now if you allow it. Access the truth at its highest point and in the depths of yourself. You have the capacity to remember. Stop struggling in your physical realm. Ask for ease and flow. It will appear. You must be willing to see and receive it. You are here to do your soul's work, and you are well supported. So, first of all, that's what the angels had to say. So that is the quote. That's also what's written. The text of this is written in the blog. So I'm going to move on to really how this applies to me, because I hear me in this all over the place. I also see a lot of people I know in here too, but I can really only speak for myself and offer encouragement and just whatever comes through, because this is a highly intuitive process here. So something else that happens here is, like, when I start doing this and I hear all of these different perspectives in my head, I hear all of these different things going on. Well, stop struggling in your physical realm. Well, the angels mean that with love. It really is about stop struggling, because so much of struggle is really unnecessary and self-imposed, and I know that. Yet I also consider the people who have just whatever happened in their life that put them in this situation, talking about people who are homeless, people who are in particular situations that are really rough and they don't know how to get out of them. I mean, there's so much complexity. And I really do think about that and take that into consideration, even though that's not where I personally am, not anymore. And for people who really know me, especially who knew me growing up, my life wasn't easy. not by any not by any means, which is part of the enjoy indoor plumbing, because one of the things that I have heard is that we are here. A lot of us chose to incarnate in this time and do our work in this place and in this time, in part because of the modern conveniences we have, like indoor plumbing. It's not such an ordeal to go take a bath or a shower or to have good hygiene. It's something we can do relatively easily for most people. Now, I say that recognizing that when I'm no stranger to outhouses. We lived in a house when I was in grade school that had you had the kitchen sink, we had the bathroom sink, we had a tub. There was no toilet. We had to go out and trek across the yard and use an outhouse when I was a kid. And I hated it. I lived in West Virginia at the time, and that wasn't an abnormal thing. There were a lot of houses that really hadn't gotten complete plumbing inside. And it's just the way that it was. And it sucked, especially in the winter. Middle of the night, winter, yeah, I enjoy indoor plumbing, let me tell you. And so, but if we chose to be here in this time for the purpose of doing our work, and we have things set up so that we are free to do it, and we're not doing it, there's a couple of things that may be at play. And I've heard this with myself and with clients. Sometimes it's a matter of it's just timing. You've got this is your focus now. This is where you're at now. The next piece will come later. You're already laying the foundation for something that's coming in the future, but this is your focus here. And then you've got this you're setting up later. Okay, great. So this is where listening to your intuition and just taking that next step can be so helpful in creating ease in your life. Ease and easy are not the same. So what is the difference? Easy is, well, there's no challenge, there's no, there's nothing to really, now I don't know how to describe it. Easy is there's really no challenge. And part of you wants a challenge. That doesn't mean you want it to be difficult. So you can have a challenge that flows with ease. And so I'm hearing we really can't describe that in terms so well. So I'm just asking that the energy of this be transmitted for you with ease and with grace, so that you have the essence of it, even without the human language on it. So you set this life up. Remember what you chose. And this is something, this entire thing, it applies to me as well. And so trusting in divine team and trusting in your sacred self. So for the last several weeks, couple of months, I've been in a state of suspension. And it's like, just take the next step. It's like forward is the only way to go. I have to take the next step. I can't take 2 steps. I can only take 1. And I really have had to be in this place of trust and just trusting. And actually, it's not that I have to be in a place of trust. I haven't felt like I've had a whole lot of choice, but I have chosen to trust. Choosing to trust yourself and choosing to tune in and ask for the next step. Ask for what's going on here. Creator, show me what is really happening here. Show me what needs to shift within me for me to be able to take the next step or see a few more steps ahead, whatever the case may be. And so a lot of that itself will aid in reducing any sense of struggle. So if you're struggling, probably don't need to as much as you are. So the next piece is about accessing the truth at its highest point and in the depths of yourself. So something I've been doing for a long time is going down into the earth, connecting in and grounding, and then going out and connecting in with the all that is. And so I've gotten really good at connecting with the highest truth, or at least yes, it is the highest truth. That doesn't mean I always understand it in human terms. Even if I download the essence of it, that doesn't mean that I fully understand it or comprehend it in the human realm. But the essence of it helps me in my life. What I hadn't really looked at is going into the depths of myself. It has been more like, Creator, instill into me Creator's highest truth of this thing and make mine the same. And that has been more valuable than I had ever dreamed. That said, it is complex. It is not just a super simple thing. So it is a little more complex. But I had not considered to say, okay, Creator, show me the truth of the depth of this within me and help me to understand that, know it, whatever the case may be for the situation. And so this is a new thing for me. And I'm going to be playing with it this weekend. And so I'm really excited to see how that goes. And I invite you to do the same. Ask for Creator's highest truth and ask to see the depth within yourself and just see what happens. Play with it. I use the word play a lot for this work. I'm playing with this and playing with that. Well, it's not work for me. It is, but it doesn't feel hard. It doesn't feel like work. This is a matter of, most of the time, my purpose is to play with it. But it really is the inner work that I do. And so I really encourage you to check it out and kind of do it for yourself. Whatever is right there in front of you, whatever has been your struggle, where you have been coming up against that wall that just seems to be completely immovable, and seek the highest truth and seek the depth of yourself. And I'm hearing that that's kind of what's happened for me over the last couple of days, is I got the highest truth, and then I also did the deepest depth, but it was an unconscious process, and now it's time for me to do it consciously. And so we'll see what develops. Maybe I'll be able to help you through this. I'm not sure about that. I do know that anytime there's a session, that it's just completely guided, and I never know what's going to come out in sessions. But like, as far as doing like a group kind of thing, I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. But if you want some help with this, I invite you you can book a session with me. You can book a healing session, or you can just book a reading. I also do feeling activations. Something else that you can do is find another practitioner. Find somebody to help you. If you are having trouble truly accessing the deepest depths of yourself and getting down into the deepest truth within you, I encourage you to find someone to help, because sometimes we can't do this on our own. There's a lot of things we can do. Sometimes it's not that easy. And so having someone to help can create ease in that. And so it's just a matter of what works for you and who you resonate with. So if you're capable of doing this yourself and you're working on something that you can do it with, great. If it doesn't matter how capable you are of doing your own work, sometimes just a conversation with somebody else is what you need, and it's enough. So seek any help that you need, whether it's a conversation or sessions or readings with whoever, in whatever technique or modality works for you. Sometimes a good meditation session is enough. So do whatever works for you. So what you learned is a big piece to bring in. And I'm seriously meandering around here. And I ask that you bear with me because that's kind of how I tend to work a little bit, especially when it's like I'm not getting conversation back right now. So this isn't the kind of new way of doing things for me. Okay, I am getting information back. It's just from the angels and not human conversation. And now they're laughing at me. Okay. So the angels are bringing me back to this. You are here in this time and place to do your work, and you have ensured that you would have the freedom to do so. So if you aren't feeling free in doing your work, you set it up so that you would have the freedom to do so. Find it, go get it, create it, whatever needs to happen. Open yourself up so that your life and your work can coexist and in harmony. So, I mean, if you're like me, I've got a family. I have 2 teenagers. We homeschool. My husband's a mechanical design engineer, and he leaves every day and goes to work. But the rest of us are here, and so it's only been the last few years that I've been able to take the time to do what I do because my kids are a little older. They are self-led more now, so I have more freedom. If you're dealing with you're a mom of younger kids or a dad of younger kids, and just ask for your work to be in harmony with your life and your family and everything that's going on. Especially if you're a single parent who's working a full-time job and your full-time job is not your soul's mission. Remember that you set it up so that you have the freedom to do your soul's work. Ask to be shown what that is, and for everything to be in harmony. And it will come into harmony. Just take that next step as you're shown. You've got this. You are here. We need your light. You need your light. Your family needs your light. Even if family relationships are in the crapper and things are just really hard and there's complete disconnect, doesn't matter. Your family still needs your light. You need your light. You deserve your light. The truth and depth of who you really are to shine forth. And you can have that and have everything be in harmony. Now, I say that knowing that I'm still working towards that, but it's getting better. It has gotten a lot better. It was hard for me before because I wasn't allowing myself to be where I needed to be at that stage of my life. Allow yourself to be where you are, where you need to be, and ask for divine guidance. You will be shown. However that shows up for you, you will be shown. And you will be given the next step. So take a deep breath. And I ask that the Creator fill you with unconditional love and the truth of today's message. And then I ask that you feel a sense of balance in your life and a sense of harmony. And that it's safe for you, that you know how to have this harmony and safety and freedom to do your soul work in harmony with the rest of your life, that it's all in harmony. Thank you, Creator. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. Take another nice deep breath. I'm hearing that's it for us today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next time.